Hello everyone. So today I am back with the second video on the chapter Resources and Development, and today we will cover the topic of resource planning. So let's get started. Now almost everything in life it requires a proper planning. Okay, and same happened in the case of resources as well. With a rise in number of people, the demand for these resources also increased manifold. As a result, the resources which were there, they started getting depleted. Later on, we also see that when the demand for the resources increased at that time, the richer people in the society, they accumulated, they cornered these resources, and it results in the division of society into two parts, have and haves not. As you can see here in the image also, the rich people have cornered the resources in such a way that a large portion of them is in their side, and the others are left to struggle with the remaining resources. So this was something which was not good even for the society. Not only this, this indiscriminate use of resources also led to many other problems like rivers and oceans getting polluted, then ozone layer getting depleted. So many other problems also started with that. And all the intellectuals, they came together and they thought that we need to follow a proper plan so that we can not only utilize the resources in a proper way, but also distribute them in such a way that a majority of people can get benefited by that. And that's when a commission named as Brundtland Commission report, they published a report in 1987, and they came out with a solution which is known as sustainable development. So they said that we should develop the nation, or we should do the development that in such a way that it is not damaging the needs of the future. All right. So in the present also development should continue, but we have to keep in mind that it should not be at the cost of future generation. And they gave it a name as sustainable development. Now here one thing is important, that is many times in the examination they ask you that Brundtland Commission report was published in which year. So it got published in the year 1987. What was it all about? It was all about sustainable development. So remember that, because this time you have your objective paper, this might be there in the paper. Okay, so remember it. Now, so resource planning was introduced in India, but it was introduced in 3 phases. All right, and why was it introduced in 3 phases? That because India is a vast country where we have got a wide array of resources. There are many different varieties of resources available here in India. Okay, and like everything else, even these minerals had an uneven distribution here. So there were places where resources were available in plenty, whereas in the other areas there were very few resources available. So not only this, in the same area, if there's an abundance of one resource, there's a lack of other resource as well. Now let me give you some example for that. For example, let's take the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water, but it lacks in infrastructure facilities. Similarly, in Rajasthan, we do have sources of solar energy and wind energy, but when it comes to water resource, it is lagging behind. All right. So you can see with these examples that there are places where one resource is available, but the other one is not. And similarly, these resources were also distributed unevenly. All right. Now, this requires a planning. Why we require a planning? So that we can harness these resources and distribute these resources in such a way so that equitable development can take place across the nation. So not only Arunachal Pradesh, not only Rajasthan, but other parts of India can also get, developed. So that's why we came out with resource planning into 3 phases. Now, this question can come in the examination, very important. Okay, what is resource planning and what are the 3 stages of resource planning in India? So the first stage of resource planning in India is that, like everything else, what should be the first step? First step is to identify the resources. We can plan our resources only and only when we know how many resources are available to us. Okay, so the first step is identification and inventory of resources. Inventory means keeping a record of those resources that we have identified in India. All right. So first step is identification and inventory of resources across the region of the country. And this was done with the help of surveying and mapping. So all the places where resources were available, they started getting surveyed, they started getting mapped. So people started making a map of that. For example, you can see here, I have taken this map from your book only, from the chapter agriculture. You can see they are denoting major soil types in India. So how do we know where we have got forest and mountain soil? How do we know that there is red and yellow soil in these areas? That because somebody has surveyed on it, somebody has mapped it. Okay. So this is the first step in the resource planning. That is, we have to identify and we have to make an inventory of all the resources available in India. Now, the second step is we have to come up with the team wherein or which will help us to analyze how to utilize these resources. Okay. So only presence of resources is not enough. We also need technology. We also need human skills so that we can plan them in such a way that a wide number of people are getting benefited by it, right? So the second stage is evolving a structure endowed with appropriate technology, human skills, infrastructure, and institutions. So our human skills and technology will help us to extract those resources, and infrastructure and institution will help us utilize and distribute those resources in an equitable manner. So this is the second stage. Now the third and the last stage is that we have to match the resource development plan with all over India. That means overall national development plan. That means we don't have to develop only a particular state or a region of India. Rather, we have to do the development in such a way that all the states of India are able to get developed with that, right? So this is all about resource planning. Why is it important? What are the 3 stages in which it is done in India? Okay, that we have covered today. Now, based on this, many other questions can also be asked in the examination. For example, list the problems which resulted due to indiscriminate use of resources by men. So when human beings started using the resources in an indiscriminate way, what all happened? It led to depletion of many resources. Point number 1. Point number 2, resources got accumulated in few hands. That means rich people cornered them. And third, it led to the global and ecological crisis, right? Then another question could be, what do you understand by sustainable economic development? So it means that development should take place without damaging the environment, and development in the present should not compromise with the needs of future generation, right? Then one more question can be there, that why is resource planning necessary? Give reason. So resource planning is necessary so that it is available in all parts of the country, so that we still have time to renew the resources that we can, so that there's no shortage or deficiency of resources in any of the areas, so that we can, we can develop with a proper plan in our hand. Okay, so these are the few points that you can write. All right, then explain the 3 stages of resource planning, and there is one more question. This is very important. It can be there in the examination, that India has enormous diversity in the availability of resources. Name 4 varied regions to justify this statement. So see, there are areas where we have presence of some resources but absence of some resources. This question can also come in examination because objective type questions are there. So they can also ask you that states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh are rich in which type of resources. So you will have to take minerals and coal deposits from the options. Okay, very important. Then which state has abundance of water resources but lack in infrastructural development? Again, Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, which state has solar and wind energy but it lack in water resources? Rajasthan. Ladakh, the state of Ladakh is rich in which kind of resource? Okay, so you can write that it is rich in, first thing you need to understand that Ladakh is rich in cultural heritage. Okay, so the culture of Ladakh is very fine and very rich. Okay, but it is deficient in water, and it is also, it also lacks in infrastructure facilities. So you should be able to memorize which state is rich in what all resources and what are the resources in which they are still lagging behind. Okay, so these things you will have to memorize, and these things can be there in the examination. So today we have completed some of the major questions that can be asked in the examination. What do you mean by resource planning? Why is it important? What are the 3 stages in which it is done in India? In which year was Brundtland Commission report published? What was it all about? So we have covered all these questions. I hope everything is clear to you. Soon I'll be back with the third part of this revision series. Till then, happy reading.